Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ogo Royalty, and today we are going to do this look and we're going to go in depth, in detail on how to apply makeup as a beginner, as someone that is starting out with makeup. This is going to be the ultimate beginner's makeup tutorial. I'm going to take you into step-by-step ways, step-by-step method of applying your makeup as a beginner. Before you could do your amendments, your makeup hacks and your makeup tricks, you need to have the basics, which is going to be everything that is going to be covered in this makeup tutorial. If you are ready and if you are interested, let's go right ahead to this makeup tutorial. Alright you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, the channel name is Miss Royalty. I hope you're going to enjoy it right here. And by the way you guys, I'm going to do a very detailed beginner's makeup tutorial. I know lately we have a lot of trends in makeup. You can't be able to apply those trends and those hacks unless if you know the basics. And by the way, without wasting any more time, let me go ahead and start by doing my eyebrows. And point of disclaimer, I'm a spectacle wearer and my prescription is -4. That means I can barely see anything about 30 centimeters away from me, which means I can't see my mirror. My mirror is right here. I can barely see anything on this mirror because of my very poor eyesight. And by the way you guys, if I'm going to do these eyebrows and perfectly so, I may, please forgive, I may hide myself while trying to show you how I'm going to do my eyebrows. And by the way you guys, for the women of color, you may need to have a brown eyebrow pencil, and the one that I have right here, it's Eyeliner brown pencil, and they said it is number 10 dark brown. I let my skin to stay for some time without applying anything on it. It automatically produces a little bit of oil to try and moisturize itself because I have not even applied moisturizer. And I'm going to take the translucent powder. The one that I'm taking is from LA Girl. It's a translucent powder. I'm just going to apply on my eyebrows like that. Not going to apply a lot, and the reason why I'm applying is because I want to do away with the oils that I have on my eyebrows. Then I'm going to comb my eyebrows, and I hope you're going to. So I'm going to do just one eye on camera because the other eye I may not be able to do it on camera. I'm going to apply these eyebrows, and while applying, I'm not going to take you on a step-by-step, but I'm going to try to the best of my ability to try and explain as I'm applying as to what I'm doing. And by the way you guys, I'm going to outline with a very short strokes the lower part of my eyebrows. I typically shave my eyebrows twice a month depending on how quick my eyebrows grow. But if my eyebrows are not growing too fast, I don't know what makes it to grow too fast and not to grow too fast. Possibly as and when my hormones goes on and off, they become high and low, maybe it affects how my eyebrows are going to grow. But I'm going to go ahead and make this small hair strokes with this eyebrow pencil, and then I'm going to go ahead and comb the hairs like that. And I'm going to use the concealer to clean out my eyebrows. And the concealer that I'm using, it is from L'Oreal Paris and the shade is Honey. I normally apply my concealer on top of my hand like this, and I will take my brush and make my brush to be flat, and then I will go ahead and outline and clean my eyebrows. Then I'm going to take the residuals that is left on my brush, just going to clean on top of my eyebrows like that. With my ring finger, I will then go ahead and then blend the rest of the product that is left. By the way, you guys, I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then I'll go right ahead to apply the eyeshadows. The first step of makeup application is done, which is sculpting your eyebrows out. But if you are one person that has enough eyebrows, you don't need to be doing all this drawing and all this sculpting on all this highlighting and all stuff. And then we're going to apply moisturizer. Make sure that you have applied moisturizer and that you have put on moisturizer with the SPF, or you have applied your SPF on top of your moisturizer. The moisturizer I'm going to apply, it is from African Extracts Rooibos. It's a triple action moisturizer. I used to use a dual action, but now I'm using triple action. Make sure that you have applied moisturizer on your face, any type of moisturizer that you have, whether you have a cream moisturizer, whether you have a liquid moisturizer. As long as you have applied moisturizer, it is all that you need to keep the moist into your skin, because as you washed your face, you took off the moisture off from your skin. And the moisturizer I'm going to use, it is African Extract Triple Action Moisturizer. And by the way you guys, I think they have upgraded putting SPF into this moisturizer. It used to be dual action. and also to prevent the black appearance of the black spots. And by the way, you guys, right now it has an SPF. It's a triple action, and you need to also apply SPF if your moisturizer does not have SPF, or your product that you have applied onto your face, they are not having any SPF. For people that are starting out with makeup, I would advise you to first start with applying your eyeshadows, and before you apply your eyeshadows, you need to color correct your eyelid. And by the way, you guys, as you can see, it looks like my eyelids are okay. They are not needing any type of color correcting, but I do need correcting, and I need to lay a very smooth canvas, which my eyeshadows are going to be best displayed in a correct way. Using eyeshadow primer base that does not have a color in it, one that is neutral, your eyeshadow colors may not pop out beautiful as they are, but I would advise anyone that is starting out to forever apply concealer as a base for your eyeshadow application. And the one I'm going to use, it is from L'Oreal Paris, and the shade is Honey. It is a very thick formula of concealer. It is not creamy, it's a liquid concealer, but very creamy. After applying a base on your eyelids, you need to set your concealer to avoid the creasing. Each and every cream product that you're applying on your face, it needs to be set because you are possibly going to crease out. As we did not apply any eyeshadow primer, our crease is most definitely gonna crease, because eyeshadow primer does help the eyelids from creasing, does help and reduces the creasing on your eyelids or anywhere where you are most likely to be creasing. And then you guys, when it comes to ultimate beginners eyeshadow palettes, I think I have about 2 eyeshadow palettes that I can recommend for anyone that is starting out. This eyeshadow palette, it is Shook eyeshadow palette from Makeup Revolution. The reason why I say this eyeshadow palette is an ultimate beginners eyeshadow palette is because it has each and every color that you made it from an eyeshadow palette. So I used to fall for this. I used to die for this eyeshadow palette. But then I'm going to use this eyeshadow from Maybelline, Nudes of New York. And by the way, you guys, I think this eyeshadow palette is also good for each and every skin tone. Any skin color perfectly fits into this eyeshadow palette. So I would consider also this eyeshadow palette to be the ultimate beginners eyeshadow palette that anyone can have. From your shimmer to your matte colors, and it applies beautifully. The pigment from your shimmers, it is not too popping. It really is enough for you to apply with your brushes as well as with your fingers, because you can apply your eyeshadows with brush, and also you can use your fingers to apply your eyeshadows. As usual, you guys, I'm going to put the eyeshadow palette right here to show you which eyeshadows I have used. And by the way, you guys, I'm just going to use this eyeshadow palette as a mirror, nothing new. And the very first eyeshadow I'm going to apply, I'm going to start by applying the deep eyeshadow color, and I'm using the Precise Crease eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the dark brown color, and I'm just going to place it right on my outer corner, and I'm going to build the pigmentation of this eyeshadow. I'm going to use the eyeshadow creator as my transitioning shade, and I'm just going to apply just to transition my eyebrow bone as well as my eyeshadows. The reason why, you guys, I'm applying this eyeshadow creator, it is because it is not far from the colors that I have already on top of my eyelids. It is why it is perfect to be a transitioning shade for people of my skin color, for women of color or people of medium to light toned skin. I like to take this transitioning shade into my inner corner as well. But when you're applying your colors on your crease, you need to ensure that you are not swiping, rather you are tapping. And you guys, as you can see, and you guys, please learn to never use force when you're applying your eyeshadows. You guys, I would advise you to get to the habits of building up your eyeshadows instead of applying a lot of color at once and maybe hope to correct it later. It may not go as expected, please believe. And then you guys, the next eyeshadow I'm going to go for, it is going to be the eyeshadow I'm going to apply on the middle part of my eyelid. But I'm tempted to go back to the eyeshadow creator and just to place it also on the middle part of my eyelid, because I would like to go as nude as possible with today's eyeshadows. I would like to go as nude as possible, and I'm using a tapping motion because I would like to build this eyeshadow. And I think this is a way to apply your eyeshadows as you are starting out as someone that is a beginner. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to go to an eyeshadow that is a bit lighter, Artist, and I'm going to mix Artist with Soloist. And not forgetting to always try to transition your eyeshadows smoothly and never really let your eyeshadows to have a harsh transition. And in this way, I'm trying to diffuse the transitioning of my eyeshadows. I like to have a beautiful transition between my eyeshadows. And then you guys, I'm going to take the brush I was using to apply the eyeshadow creator. and just to try and reinforce the pigment of the eyeshadow and to transition the lighter eyeshadow on my inner corner. And then you guys, with the brush that I was applying my deep color, which is the eyeshadow self starter, just going to diffuse the self starter with Creator, just going to ensure that I have a very smooth transition between my eyeshadows. Alright you guys, the next thing it is going to be applying an eyeliner. The reason why I personally apply an eyeliner is because I would like my eyelashes to sit firmly and to really not be moving. If I apply my eyelashes without applying any eyeliner, I realize that my eyelashes, they easily get removed during the day. So the eyeliner that I'm using, it is from Essence, is a liquid eyeliner. And guys, for people with sensitive eyes, I find this eyeliner really to be easy on your eyes. I'm one person that has a very sensitive eyes, but when I applied this eyeliner, I find it to really be graceful with my sensitive eyes. The next step will be applying your eyelashes. If you don't have enough lashes, but if you're one person that has a lot of eyelashes, you don't need to apply any fake lashes. But with me, I have gotten into the habits of applying fake lashes. So before I could apply my eyelashes, I need to apply mascara to ensure that the eyeshadows that I have applied, they are not going to be reflecting between my fake lashes as well as my natural lashes. So mascara is quite important for you if you're going to apply any type of eyelashes. But if you're not going to apply any eyelashes, I think it will be best if you apply your mascara. But when applying your mascara, you may need to take your mascara and roll them up like that, so that you do away with the fall off of the eyeshadow on top of your eyelids if you're going to apply your eyeshadows. And then I'm going to take the eyelashes, the one that I'm having right here. They are from Kiss and the style is Pixie. These eyelashes have a very thin and seamless. And by the way guys, after applying my eyelashes, I always try to press my fake lashes to my natural lashes. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And for applying your eyelashes, you need to place your eyelashes on top of your lash line. Normally when my eyelashes are dry, I always start from the inner corner, but if they are not too dry, I always start from the outer corner. And then I will take the outer corner and then I will press it against my skin on my lash line like that. And then I will take the inner corner and press it again against my eyelash line. Then I will go ahead and press my natural lashes as well as my fake lashes for a seamless transition. And when it comes to eyelash glue, you guys, I think this eyelash glue is every beginner's must have for eyelash glue. If you know that you are not one person that is going to mess up your eyeshadows, you may definitely use the black side of the glue. And let me show you guys, this side is black. Anyone that is confident enough to apply eyelashes with a black glue, they can go ahead and do that. But if you are one person that really does not really trust your abilities to applying your eyelash glue, then you can go for this one. Even if it can apply on top of your eyeshadows, it will not leave any color. And anyway you guys, now that you see that I have applied the clear side of the eyelash glue, which they said is a clear side, and as you can see you guys, it doesn't look like I have applied the white eyelash adhesive. It easily melts into your eyeliner and your skin, and it just blends beautifully. If you have successfully applied your eyelashes, they should always look like on the side of my eye, to look very seamless for you not to even see that you have applied an extended eyelashes. They should really be seamless and look as natural to your natural lashes as possible. And then the next step for beginners and for anyone that is applying makeup, anyone that is going to use any sort of complexion product onto your face, you need to ensure that you have primed. And the correct way to apply your primer is to ensure that you have primed. And I'm just going to apply this primer. It is a mattifying primer from L'Oreal Paris, and it's more like a silicone base. It doesn't have a color. As soon as you apply, it just melts into your skin like water. It just disappears into your skin. And the correct way to blend your primer is to really use your finger. I normally use these 2 fingers, sometimes 3, not more, just to ensure that I have applied, especially into the areas in which I know that my skin gets to be sensitive and my skin can easily get the breakouts or can really react towards the foundation if I'm going to apply a foundation. The reason why you are to apply your primer, it is because the primer works as a barrier between your foundation and your skin. And I can never overemphasize the fact that you need to ensure that you have primed. And this right here, it is the correct way to apply your primer. While we are still busy with priming our face, we're going to ensure that you have applied a primer. This is an eyeshadow based primer. It is from Essence. It's the cheapest primer. It's about 65 rand. You will just apply right under your eyes to do away with your under eye creasing. If you are one person that has fine lines like I do apply your eyeshadow base and ensure that you minimize the creasing. And you guys don't really fear the fact that if the primer gets into your eyes, something else will happen. Because it's a product that is designed to be applied closer to the eye, it really is safe to be used around the eye. So, and then you guys, I think the next step that you're going to do is going to apply the foundation. You can apply your foundation and blend in two different ways. When applying our foundation, you need to take the foundation that is suitable to your skin type and make sure that the foundation matches you. That is the only best advice that I can give you. Swatch the foundation and ensure that it matches your skin. And then for this foundation, my shade on this L'Oreal Paris Fresh Wear Foundation, and also for L'Oreal Paris Infallible Mattifying Full Wear Foundation, it is the shade Copper. And I'm just going to dab and apply. Because it's a quite liquidy foundation, it is not too drying. It's very, like they said, it's fresh wear. It makes your skin to have a natural feeling. You don't feel dry, you don't feel too oily, you just feel beautiful and nice. And I could also recommend the foundation from Revlon. I think Revlon foundations are also like beautiful and they are very good to your skin. I'm going to use the brush on this side. For people that are very oily, you can use the brush to blend your foundation. But for people that are having a dry skin, you're going to need a beauty blender or your makeup sponge to blend your foundation. And I think you guys, I need to start on the side in which I think I may be needing to blend a bit quicker, because a beauty blender also, if it sits for a little bit too long, it gets to be too dry. The last time you checked, it would be damp, but when you are about to blend, you will find that it is no longer damp, but it has dried out and it's going to suck all the foundation from your skin. And on this side, I'm going to use a brush. This side will be the side for people that are very oily. You will use your stippling brush or your foundation blending brush or your kabuki brush, however you call it. You can just go ahead and use it. And then when it comes to my forehead, you guys, I don't like to apply a lot of coverage because I would like my face to really be matching my skin. And as you blend, you guys, ensure that you are not swiping, especially if your formula is like watery. And you guys, it can only just be me who just like to go the extra mile by ensuring that my foundation is well seated on my face. The next step is going to be to highlight your face, and I'm going to use a concealer which is a shade lighter than my foundation. I'm just going to apply. This is L'Oreal Paris and the shade is Honey. The shade is 338. My foundation is 340, and then my concealer highlight is a shade lighter, which is 338. And I'm just going to apply and blend under my eye. The reason why I'm concealing and I'm highlighting on my cheeks is because I would like to bring the light into my face, because when I have applied foundation like this, I always see people applying their foundation and never really highlighting. When you apply your foundation, you're only having one color, taking off the shape of your face, and you're only having one flat color. And applying your highlighter is going to bring back the highlighted area or the brightest area into your face, because we all have a place in our face which is much lighter than the other places. So in most cases, unless if you are someone that has hyperpigmentations, you'll find that areas in which you are much brighter than other areas, it is normally on the middle part of your face, which is where we are highlighting right now. And I'm going to take my beauty blender, apply my translucent powder. The one that I'm having right here, it is from Yardley. This is how you set your under eye, you set your concealer. Especially if you have highlighted, this is how you set your concealer. The less you look down, you guys, as you are applying your concealer highlight, the less you're going to crease. And I'm going to go ahead and do the contour. And for people that are starting out with makeup for beginners, I would not advise you to use this type of concealer. This concealer is a deep shade. It is just 1 to 2 shades from my foundation, but it's looking way too deep for my liking. I don't like to use this concealer unless if I'm going to a place in which I want to go, where I would like my makeup to really be there and I know that it is going to be sort of photo shoot, then I will use this concealer. But it is not my favorite concealer anyway. But you need to have a concealer or your foundation stick or anything that you can have or foundation powder that is a shade darker to your foundation shade for you to be able to contour. And that way you will need to ensure that your contour, it goes right into the areas in which you will know your facial structure tells you that in this area I'm normally deep, but because I have applied foundation, it doesn't look like I have a deep contrast here. You are just making dimensions and contrast. You are just retaining all such. And you guys, when you realize that your foundation and your concealer as well as your contour has made a harsh line like it did on my forehead, you just take your foundation brush that you were using to apply and just try and diffuse the harshness of your contour like that. Or you can take your beauty blender that you were using to apply your foundation and just tap, do away with the harsh line between your foundation as well as your contour and as well as your highlighter. I'm going to use a bronzer because I don't want to apply cream contour all over my face. And now that we did away with the harsh line of our contour, go ahead and apply my bronzer. And the one that I'm using, it is from Palladio. It's a matte bronzer and the shade is Teeny Bikini. And for the nose contourer, I'll always recommend you go with your bronzer or to always use your powder bronzer. And by the way, you guys, I think it is much easier if you're using a slightly angled brush like this one. I use it only just to contour. I don't use this brush for anything else. I'm just using it just to contour my nose bridge. And I will apply, and I will go and do the same on this side using the other side of the brush, and I will contour my nose like that. And normally after I have done the nose contour, I realize that my nose gets to be longer than it always is. I always take my brush and just apply it like this. And you guys, your nose contour needs to touch to the base of your eyebrows. Don't just apply your nose bridge contour right here and really leave it there. You take it to your eyebrows and ensure that you have a very beautiful sculpted nose bridge. And then for the beginners, I would not really recommend that you go ahead to highlight right on your jawbone. But in case you want to sculpt, you can go ahead and take your skin tone shade powder and just sculpt out. If you have smile lines and you realize that your smile lines are always creasing as you apply your foundation, and after you have applied some of the product that you need to be applying, you take your beauty blender and then you dip it into your skin tone shade powder, and then you apply the area in which you are creasing on your smile line. This is going to help you to not crease as much as you would if you did not apply any powder over there. For women of color, I would always recommend that you use blush, and normally using the blush that is like orange, that has a red undertone. I found it to really be a beautiful thing that can ever happen to you guys. And by the way, I'm going to use this one that I'm using. It is from Makeup Revolution. It's a duo blusher, and then the next place in which you're going to highlight is going to be your nose bridge. I need a mirror for this one. I need my mirror to be right closer to me for this one because I don't need to apply it too bad. And then I will also apply on the tip of my nose. Then I will go ahead and apply on my cupid's bow. Another area in which I'm going to highlight is going to be my eyebrow, which is going to be right here. Just going to apply it and highlight like that. Going to go on the other side and just applying next to where my eye is having an arch. And then you guys, if you think that your products, they are a bit harsh, that is what you do. And then you guys, after you have applied each and every product onto your face, the next thing that is left, it is for you to set your face. You need to ensure that you have a setting powder. There are a number of setting powders out there. I prefer to use a loose powder because I find it to really be helping my makeup to lock in one place and never to really to move. And I'm just buffing to lock the entire makeup into one place. And after you have applied your powder, you are satisfied with how everything is, you may need to extend the duration in which your makeup is going to last on your face, and you will need to use a fixing mist. There are many types and kinds of fixing spray that you can have to set your makeup. And the one I'm going to use, it is the one from Nivea. It's a Rose Care Hydrating Mist. And I'm going to hold it arm's length and I'm going to set my makeup. The very last step that I'm going to do is going to apply, and the shade that I'm applying, it is the shade Self Starter. the dark color that I have applied on my outer corner, just going to apply it on my lower lashes. If you believe that your eyes are not really open up after you have applied your deep eyeshadow, you need to take a nude color. This one, it is from LA Girl. It's Intense Stay Auto Eyeliner, and the shade is super bright. It's a little bit nude, but very light nude. And then guys, I'm going to brighten up my inner corner. I would like my inner corner to be super bright, to be brighter than it is right now. This is a very beautiful eye look that we have right here, using this in Nudes of New York from Maybelline. It is a beautiful look that we have accomplished down here. That is why I believe this eyeshadow palette, it has replaced my ultimate beginner's eyeshadow palette. Then I'm using the Lash Princess, and it is from Essence. Just going to apply on my lower lashes. And you guys, I had to break it out to you. You really need a mascara. You need a mascara in your makeup kit. You need a mascara. Even if you think you have long lashes, you need a mascara to ensure that those lashes, they are really actually visible that you have long lashes. And you guys, I think one thing that is left, I almost think I was done. And I'm going to use Revlon Satin Ink, and the shade is in So Deep. I think the lipstick matches perfectly my eyes. And by the way, you guys, I hope you learned a lot of things from this makeup tutorial, and I don't think you will ever be searching for a beginner's makeup tutorial. And if you have enjoyed watching this makeup tutorial, don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet. Please do press the notification button every time Miss Royalty uploads. You'll be notified. And this is your girl Royalty signing off.